Actually, bring me in first. Then we'll play it. Like, bring me in first.
Let me know when you want to go.
12 seconds. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday.
Oh, and remember your mic.
Woo!
There you
I was
go.
missing something.
Radio 101.
Let's go. Welcome, everybody, to the show.
Let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Had to start you off with a banger. That song is called Beat the Odds. It is something that Isiah and I have been jamming to in the studio all morning. Welcome to the Moment of Truth with your girl, Ruth. So excited to be back here live in the studio for Truth's Media on 102.5 The Bone. Did everybody have a great week? I hope you did. Isiah and I had a pretty eventful week, didn't we?
That we did.
So we planned separate vacations. We didn't even know that each other was going out of town, and we actually ended up going to the same city. Isn't that ironic?
Isn't that crazy?
That's kind of weird.
But you know what?
That's how connected we are, as friends.
But we both had so much fun.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about it.
Nashville was an experience. I went to a deliverance conference at Global Vision Bible Church.
Awesome.
In Mount Juliet, which is 20 minutes outside of Nashville. But I got an Airbnb in Nashville because I wanted to check out the city. Because I've heard so many great things about Nashville, Tennessee. Beautiful.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 6 times the size of Tampa. It just makes Tampa look so tiny. Yeah, but obviously a way more established city, and Tampa is on the rise. So it'll be there someday. Yeah, someday soon. Maybe not that big. But what I noticed about Nashville is there's a certain area, I think it's called goodness gracious, I forgot the name of the street. It's like something Boulevard, where all the cowboy bars, karaoke bars, where all the bars and clubs like hang out, and it's kind of like a strip. It gave me Vegas vibes.
It did.
It gave me super Vegas vibes.
Were you there at nighttime?
Yeah, so I went out to eat. I got there late Friday, so I went out to eat.
Where did you go?
We went to a diner, just a local diner in downtown. Me and Tristan. Shout out to Tristan, my little road trip buddy. So we went to eat, and I was like, I want to look around. I want to see what Nashville's all about. It's Friday night. It's 10 o'clock at night, so things are really just getting started, basically. So I walked around, and it's like it got to a point where it's like shoulder to shoulder walking on the sidewalk. Just so many people, and it really made me just be so happy living in sobriety. I'm celebrating 7 months of sobriety, by the way. Woohoo! Yeah,
You know what?
exactly. You could do it too. Yeah, buddy. Thank you. 7 months sobriety, big deal for me. So just walking around, just seeing everybody, in their party ways, and the girls like super wasted on the sidewalk crying. Yeah, this one girl in a bush, like going to the bathroom, pulling her skirt down, and I'm just like, dear Lord, like I just want to pray for these people. Like, but it's like I used to be there, I mean, not all the way there, like not to that point, but like I used to be just so engulfed in that.
Now, what was
scenario
that aha moment for you that made you go, I don't want that in my life anymore?
That was probably like sometime at the end of last year. I got like pretty wasted. Not proud to say that. But I woke up the next morning and I couldn't move. My body was hurting so bad. And I'm like, you know what? This just isn't worth it anymore. Like, I just feel, I mean, I was 29 at the time, but like once you start getting in your upper 20s, it's really when the hangovers start settling in, and obviously going into your 30s, it takes like days to recuperate.
It does.
Like, I know that you probably don't know what I'm talking about because you've never been to that point, because you're just
stories about it.
Right. You hear from other people's experiences, and then when it happens to you, you're just like, my Lanta. So that's definitely when it hit me. But Nashville, beautiful city. I was excited to be there for my first time. Saw the stadium where the Titans play, which is pretty cool. There's Titans graphics all over the city. It's a huge sports town for sure.
It is.
But driving there, I went through Memphis, so I saw where the Grizzlies play. Yeah, Memphis is a nice city as well. Not as nice as Nashville, but it's all right. It's all right. So yeah, I had a great trip in Nashville, Tennessee. If you guys have never been, I would definitely recommend to go check them out there. I bought my first pair of cowboy boots.
Oh, you did?
I thought it was like deemed necessary for me to do so while I was in Nashville.
Why not?
Exactly, and it's the plethora of boot stores that are in that vicinity. It's like every other corner.
Yes.
And there's like 3 lined up on the strip, and
but they're so expensive.
Yeah, so I fell in love with these one pair. They were like rose gold color.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like that suede material, because I'm not like a huge fan of like the leather, because I know the leather is like really hard to break in. So I got like that suede material, but obviously they didn't have them on my side, but it wasn't meant to be because they were like $200 and something. So the ones I ended up getting were, I guess, a lesser brand, and they're all black with the suede material, and they're really, really soft and comfy on the inside. And they were only $150, so I didn't feel that bad. Yeah,
because the stores that I was at for guys boots, it was like $1,000.
Oh my goodness,
$2,000.
I could never.
Where do you get this money from?
I could never.
Like, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I went to Nashville, is because I became debt free.
Yes, congratulations, Isiah. That's a big freaking deal.
Ramsey called me up, said, "You want to do the debt free?"
Wait, so they contacted you?
Pretty much. Well, I know people in there.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, and I was like, "Let's do the debt free scream." So I did it. It was so much fun. Over at the Dave Ramsey Solution, what is amazing about them is that they live by God. They live by God's word.
Hallelujah.
Very, very great.
Hallelujah.
And not only that, they treat you like gold.
Yeah.
Like, they treat you so good over there. Shout out to the Dave Ramsey Solutions. Yes, I was actually on it Tuesday. If you want to see it, it's at the 20-minute mark. And
I watched it. It was funny. You did a great job.
Yeah.
And the lady even complimented you. She was like, "What do you do for a living?" You were like, "Oh, I also do radio." And she was like, Yep, for sure. I can see it. You got that radio voice." And he's like, "Yeah."
Because I was looking at, like, for disclosure, prior to the debt-free scream, I was looking through all the other debt-free screams, and everyone's like, "Hey, yeah."
They didn't seem excited at all.
I was like, "What?
I'm debt free."
Yes.
Isiah did go nuts.
Yes, I did go nuts. Believe it or not, Isiah actually has a life. Wow. Can you imagine that, folks?
Hey, nobody thought differently.
But you know what's great about Nashville is that the Country Hall of Fame. Wow.
I drove past it, but I didn't get to go inside.
Oh, you should have.
Yeah.
It is so amazing in there. They've got artifacts from all different types of country. And I had no idea there's so many genres of country. Like LA country? Like, what?
What is the difference?
LA country,
Do you listen to country at all?
No, I really don't. Okay. I was just, because just like you and Boots, for me, Nashville music.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to do. And also, okay, what I was disappointed was this. Nashville hot. What does that say to you?
Nashville hot?
Yes. Nashville hot.
Like weather?
No. I'm talking about like food.
Oh, hot sauce.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be hot? Do you think it's going to be spicy?
Like, I would imagine it's going to be like fire.
Believe it or not, look, I come from a Spanish family. It was not hot at all. I was severely disappointed.
Their hot sauce ain't hot?
No, it was like a little zest, like
just some flavor.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh my goodness, I've got to, my 2 gallons of milk.
Oh my gosh.
I was just like, okay, I feel a little tingly. That's about it. Cool.
You brought up the milk thing. I have a story about that. Go ahead.
Just one more thing. Now I know not to get an electric car. My goodness.
You rented an electric car?
I did, just because people are like, oh, get electric. It's great for you. It's great for the environment. I'm like, okay, hold on. Let me go and do this myself. So I got a Chevy Bolt. I drove 100 miles. And this was a new one, too. Only 300 miles. It dropped from 100 down to 60%.
Uh-huh.
And it took 2.5 hours to charge it up. And I had to pay $42. All of that could have been done in gas in minutes for $13 over in Nashville.
Wow.
My goodness. So I was like, okay, where's the cost savings in this?
Right.
I don't see any of that. So what's that milk store you got?
So have you ever heard of that atomic chip? It's
yes.
Yeah. So challenge. I lost a bet. Yeah, the one chip challenge. I lost a bet. We were doing like an NFL game breakdown where we had to pick what teams were going to win what game. And then at the end of it, we count how many games we got right, blah, blah, blah. So I lost that week. So it was like one of the only times I lost throughout the whole entire season. I was on a roll. I had like 6 weeks in a row when I won because I'm just that good. And so I had to do the 1 chip challenge. And I probably did drink close to a whole gallon of milk. And I only ate like not even 50% of that chip. Goodness.
Ooh.
I would not recommend. I mean, if you're doing like a prank or something, it's genius, but definitely don't volunteer for that. No. Well, it's week 1 of the NFL season. Are you excited about the games today? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be taking on the Minnesota Vikings today at 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock local time in Minnesota. They are on the road. And we got to talk about the game and some mishaps that's happened throughout the week. Is Mike Evans going to be done with the Tampa Bay Bucs at the end of this season? He's ending his contract. I got to catch up with him this week before they headed to Minnesota. And when we come back on the show, you guys got to hear what he got to say. Don't touch that dial right here on the Moment of Truth. All right, cool.
That was great.
Yeah. I do sound a little stuffed up, don't I?
A little, yeah.
On the radio, yeah. Guys, I have allergies. Like, I don't know what's going on with me. I went on a 3-mile hike with my dog yesterday.
Woo.
And after I got home from this walk, like, my whole nose was just not right. This song's so fire. Time out. What are y'all? Time out. Holy precious when I hop out. Got already put the work in. I ain't worried about the clock out. Got me moving on the Giants. Got me moving on the Lions. Cash spotted on my David. Had to bring the slingshots out. Hey, Cody.
Oh, he loves when you do that.
You're listening to the
Goodness, that is fresh. How do you find out about these folks?
Apple Music.
That's it?
Yeah, now that I'm listening to only like Christian.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh, my nose.
Good.
They just bring me all these bangers.
It's amazing. So we're going to be talking about Mike Evans.
Yeah, Mike Evans
We're
conversation.
going to go to Bulls Lab.
We're going to go to Bulls?
Todd.
Oh, Bulls, yeah.
Our team of investigators will find out if the property owner.
So what did you like best about the experience you had in Nashville?
Witnesses can vanish, evidence can go
Definitely
missing,
the conference.
and accident scenes can
How was
change.
it?
Was
So contact
amazing.
us immediately.
Was it huge?
Felt,
sooner we're
yeah,
on
there
the
was
case,
7,000
the
people
better.
there.
You may be down,
Yeah.
but that doesn't
It
mean
was,
you're out.
woo,
Fair and fair.
and it was in a giant, huge tent, like humongous tent, probably the biggest tent I've ever seen in my life,
So cool.
with over 5,000 chairs inside, and the place was completely packed, right? And then they had an overflow area with another tent that wasn't enclosed.
Mhm.
It was just like a tent that covered, but like air all around because it was hot. Isiah, I was sweating. Like me, Tristan, and Robbie completely drenched in sweat as we're sitting in this tent. But it's like I would go to raves all the time, sweating,
Yeah.
being uncomfortable, being around sweaty people. So why not do that for Jesus?
Yeah.
Right? That was my
Do that
mentality
for
the whole
Jesus.
time. I'm like, if I could do this at a rave, I could do this for the Lord.
There you go.
And that's what got me through.
So
Guys,
you want
I'm
me to go
really
straight
stuffed up.
to Mike Evans?
Yeah, we'll go straight into
Okay.
Mike Evans. I'll talk a little bit about them not reaching an extended contract for him, disappointment for that. And then we'll talk about, and then when you hear me say, are the Bucs going to be intimidated by Skulls Nation's chants? That's when you're going to hit Todd Bowles' audio.
Gotcha.
Because that's what got him laughing. Was when we were like, are you guys scared of, I don't know. I don't remember what reporter asked, but it got him laughing. That was the first time I've ever seen Todd Bowles like
Laugh.
full-blown
That's
laugh. And I'm like, wow, this guy has emotions.
awesome.
Because he's always
Shocker,
just so serious.
Yes.
Always so serious.
Yes. We got
Good morning, everybody. Ruth is not feeling the best, but she is here in Jesus' name. Here to bring you guys some entertainment before I go to church. I got so much schoolwork to do today, too, because, of course, I left everything till today, and it's all due at midnight. So after church, I'm going home like,
I'm 5 weeks ahead.
5 weeks ahead.
Yep.
I wish I could be like you,
No, you
because
don't want to.
I'm more like, oh, it's not due till the 17th, so I'm gonna start it on the 16th.
Oh no, I want to see. Can I finish the whole class before September?
See,
I
I need that drive. I really, really need that drive.
Well, my
I
drive
know,
is I
sir.
want to keep my 4.0 GPA. If I do that with my master's, you can pretty much go anywhere for your PhD.
Yeah.
That 4.0. So I want to keep that up high.
I think I'm at like a 2.9 right now, so I'm about to
Well,
break
let's keep it up.
3.0. Yeah.
There we go. Break that 3.0. Heck yeah. Maybe you can call Al Keck because he had a couple of sponsors up. Maybe you could take. Maybe that'd be cool.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the reason why he didn't do it, because he said that he needed like 2 more sponsors, and I was like,
Just 2 more,
yeah, he didn't need to.
and then he didn't want to start just because of 2.
No, he wants the max. Or
Yeah.
at all.
I guess that makes sense.
I was like, I mean, it's nice being greedy, but I mean, when you got no money coming in,
Right.
We got 45 seconds.
Right.
But I missed you. It's been too long, even though we were right there in Nashville.
Right.
30 seconds.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets. Nowhere to go, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults
20.
experience a form of homelessness this year.
Gonna Mike Evans, and out to you.
Yep.
In this unthinkable situation, providing hot meals, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love.
They just really genuinely just want to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding.
To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Here we go.
To the moment of truth.
With Ruth.
Welcome back to the
Water
show.
The bone. $15. 10 seconds. In 5, 4, 3. Hot mic.
That was 4-time Pro Bowler wide receiver Mike Evans, who is going into his 10th season as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, addressing the media this past, I believe it was Friday, when we got open locker room access to the team. And I was standing right next to Mike when he was addressing this. And I will say this, being around the team for the past 3 seasons and being around Mike specifically, he's always that really kind of cheerful, good mood, a little bit bubbly, and just kind of super positive. You could just see like a shift in his attitude, a shift in his demeanor, being in the locker room with him. Obviously, with all this going on behind the scenes about this contract extension, it is definitely a reason why he wasn't himself. But after just taking a few questions on the contract extension dilemma, however you want to say it, he told the media that he was done talking about it. He said, my agent said what he said, set the deadline, and that's the last thing I'm going to mention about it. Now, can we, as Bucs Nation, can we see Mike Evans going off to a different team? Like 10 season as a Buccaneer, he brought a Super Bowl. He said it when he was drafted to the Buccaneers that he wanted to stay a Buc the entirety of his career, NFL career. So what happened? The deadline was set September 9th for the Bucs to extend Mike Evans a guaranteed contract for probably the last maybe 4 or 5 years of his NFL career. And they couldn't come to terms for a contract extension. Did the Bucs make a mistake? Listen, my opinion, obviously, being set forth right now. We've had plenty of Bucs players who have reached the end of their contract, and the Buccaneers organization has allowed the team to test free agency. We've seen it with Chris Godwin. We've seen it with Devin White. We've seen it with D. Delaney. We've seen it with countless Bucs players that have tested the market and have come back to be with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But is that going to be risky for a player like Mike Evans? He is a future Hall of Famer. In my perspective, definitely a future Hall of Famer for his NFL career, for everything that he's done, 9 consistent seasons with over 1,000 yards, and that's with multiple quarterbacks. We're talking about Jameis Winston. We're talking about Tom Brady. Now we're going on to Baker Mayfield. Now, not to say that Baker is not going to be able to rejuvenate this team offensively. We've seen him do it in Cleveland. We've seen him do it multiple times throughout his career. People have counted him out, and he's been able to make magic happen. So I'm not going to doubt that Mike has the opportunity to make it 10 seasons straight with 1,000 yards catching. But will other teams give him the contract that maybe he's looking for? Because he talked about it on Friday, that just like how the Bucs are kind of watching their hindsight and making sure their best interest is at heart, he's doing the same. So obviously him wanting to stay loyal to the Buccaneers organization, if another team comes out and gives him a 3-4 year contract deal, guaranteed money that he deserves, he could be out. There's some teams that I could see him making, kind of going back on his loyalty and leaving for. The Kansas City Chiefs, who lost on Thursday Night Football against the Detroit Lions, not having Travis Kelce.
I mean, I think Mike Evans, he's still got some mojo left in him. I mean,
absolutely.
One of his best, in 2021 alone, he had 14 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards as he has throughout his whole career. But I think he's still got a little bit of that mojo.
He's been the most consistent
very
pass catcher.
Correct. Yes.
So I'm not really sure what the Bucs front office, what angle they're going for right now, because the proof is in the pudding, and the NFL league knows it nationwide. It's no secret that Mike Evans is one of the most consistent pass catchers in the NFL over the last decade.
Mm-hmm.
So Bucs Nation, don't panic. Not of yet. Please don't panic. It's not to say that they are not going to get a deal done by the end of his contract. Mike Evans has said it time and time again. He is focused on football. He is focused on the season ahead, and he's not going to let all the debauchery of his extended contract get in the way of that. So he's going to play ball. He's probably going to have an excellent season. And the Bucs, who people are talking about, the salary cap, and they paid Shaquille Barrett, they paid this player, and all this kind of stuff. This organization is going to figure it out. I mean, Tristan Wirfs is also coming up on by the end of next year. There's just a lot of moving pieces, and there's a lot of players that need to be solidified for the future of this Bucs. But I think Mike Evans is definitely on the top of the list for them to solidify an extension.
I mean, do you think they want a whole new team pretty much? I mean, they're taking out the old and bringing in the new, man?
No time for a rebuild. Todd Bowles said it all throughout the offseason. This is not a rebuild. This is a reboot. So I'm going to live by that man's words.
All right, let's hope he's doing the right thing.
So
he's got the first game 1 p.m.
Yes, so excited. The Minnesota Vikings and Skulls Nation, who has a very loud stadium. This is what Todd Bowles had to say about Skulls Nation and their aggressive chants.
That's good.
Can they hear it?
Have that over with by the end of the week.
Yes, we should have it over by the
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3.
I've never seen Todd Bowles have that type of enthusiasm.
He
smiled from ear to ear. That was the first time I've ever seen it.
He's not a robot.
I mean, he's just a very stern personality type of person, and obviously football is a very serious sport, and he wants to be taken very seriously, so he's very kind of emotionless. And a lot of people on Twitter, when I posted that video, follow me on Twitter, everybody, Root the Truth, 3 H's at the end. When I posted it on Twitter, everybody was like, wow, he has emotions.
I know, shocker.
Yeah, I mean, being in the position that he's in, I don't blame him for being very stern, because I mean, these are grown men you're working with. You gotta, nothing can be taken lightly in the NFL. But it was nice to see Todd Bowles kind of crack a smile, and he even he had to stop the press conference because he was laughing that hard. And he has an incredible laugh. You guys need to check out the video on my Twitter account because I just thought it was so enlightening and would brighten people's day. So I definitely had to play it. But yeah, that was a question that was asked about the noise simulation that they had during practice on Friday in the indoor facility. They're playing against the Minnesota Vikings who have an indoor facility, and Skulls Nation has like these super aggressive chants that they always do before a punt or like a third down play. And so obviously the Bucs wanted to get a lot of rookies that are playing. They wanted to get them accustomed to all the chaos that's going to be in Skulls Nation.
Of course.
Yeah.
So
But
what do you think the score is going to be?
You want my prediction on today's game?
And everyone else.
I mean, all right. So listen, Justin Jefferson is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL right now. Very young guy, very talented, very agile, has great hops. Just always finds a way to make separation on anybody who defends him. So I think Justin Jefferson is going to have a great game because I've kind of seen a couple little holes in the Bucs defense that I could see him taking advantage of. Now, I do have the Bucs winning today's game.
Okay.
Because Baker woke up this morning feeling dangerous. I just have a feeling that they're going to win today, but it is going to be a close match. I say they win in today's game 24-21 against the Minnesota Vikings. That is my prediction. Kirk Cousins is a great quarterback. He's a great quarterback. I will give him his flowers when it's deserved. And we spoke about that in the locker room on Friday about Kirk Cousins and how he's been able to carry that team to the next level, but just hasn't really broke the ceiling in the past couple seasons. But no regard to his abilities and the things that he's been able to accomplish in his career. So yeah, I have the Bucs winning today. I think the next 6 games they can easily go 3-3, easily.
I hope.
Yeah,
I hope
that at that Eagles game coming up, I believe in like week 3, that's going to be a toughie.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Eagles are definitely going to be a toughie. I have them losing that game, but today's game, 24-21 over the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota against Skulls Nation and those aggressive chants.
For me, I'm saying 21-14 just because we do have Baker, but you know what? I've got a lot of hope because we got Chris Godwin, we got Trey Palmer,
who's been amazing.
Yeah, which they're really great.
Yeah.
But however, you know what? I do have to admit, I think Kyle Trask got passed over as starter.
Oh, don't start that pity party.
I do.
Don't start that pity party. Okay, listen.
Okay.
Isiah, this was Baker's job to lose from the get-go. Baker knew that he was coming in to compete for the starting position, but everything was in his favor because of his experience in the NFL. Kyle Trask just needs a little bit more time to develop. Now, he's had 2 years behind Tom Brady. This could have been his first time being a starter, and we've seen him start during the preseason, and he has shown signs of growth and shown signs that he could have what it takes to completely take over the huddle. But I just think there needs to be a little bit more development. Now, we only have Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask as our quarterbacks. We put John Wolford on the practice squad. So if something, God forbid, were to happen to Baker, if he were to re-injure that shoulder or anything negative were to happen to him physically, Kyle Trask is definitely going to be having to step in, and he's practiced a lot with the ones in the off season and training camp. So that could be a positive. That could be kind of like a immersement of his NFL career if that were to happen. But it's Baker's team as of right now.
He saw what Tom Brady did. So,
right.
But the thing is, what I'm excited about for this season is that we're not all banking because Tom Brady's gone. So we're not banking on him.
Right.
So we have more of an even keel.
We got to admit, we have a more mobile quarterback than we did the last 2 seasons.
I agree. Yeah.
Brady just drops back, stays in the pocket, launches. Has a great arm, very accurate. But Baker's a little bit more mobile. He's a little bit of a more mobile quarterback, and that could be definitely to the Bucs' advantage offensively. So rolling out the pocket, he makes sideline throws. He's pretty good at it. I have confidence in Baker. Tell me in the comments on my Instagram live. Give me a follow. I'll give you a follow right back. If any accounts that follow me in the next 25 minutes, I will give you an automatic follow back. No questions asked. Root the Truth with the number 1 at the end on IG. I'm also on Facebook doing a live stream as well. The Moment of Truth with Ruth. You can also find me on YouTube. Please hit the subscribe button and show support for the Moment of Truth with Ruth. We're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we got some more Bucs pregame to unfold. Don't touch that dial right here on the Moment of Truth. I'm sick, but I'm still here. No excuses. Put in work now. Let's go.
I don't need no social security number, he's my identity. Everything that stored within me, even when insecurity shut to me.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday.
No wonder the enemy trying to trip me up, but like I'm calling an Uber guys that'll pick me up. And when I'm reading his word, it's when he lifts me up. Like
this is for my my IG pick.
And you'll keep me in perfect peace and waste your time on me. Now my time's on you. Not only my outside, but my inside too. You give me the confidence for the things I do. You help me rest in you in the work you finish. This what it sounds like to be made.
That's Image.
You're listening to The Moment of Truth.
Man, I want to keep going.
I have like some serious like hard congestion like right here.
Do you have any like medicine for that?
I have Sudafed at home.
There you go.
That should help.
So
Weird.
what do you want to talk about next?
Who knows?
Soccer?
Oh yeah, we got to talk about the Rowdies. They won yesterday.
Yes.
And they clinched.
Which is great.
Yeah.
I actually can talk football with you for a little bit.
Look at you.
Well, I have to.
Yeah. I was made in God's image. I was made in God's image. Such a good song. Hey, if you guys aren't doing anything this week, Radiant Church is having a revival September 11th through.
Talk about that.
You should definitely go. I will talk about that as soon as we get back.
Talk about Radiant. Talk about what last week. What you pre-recording showed last week. Talk a little bit about
The what
that.
show?
What last week's pre.
Oh yeah. So we'll roll into some Rowdies talk.
Yep.
Wrap up the sports talk with USF Bulls. I went to the game yesterday. They won. Yeah, they're playing Alabama next week, which is gonna be crazy.
Late night.
Yeah.
I was here 18 hours.
Oh my goodness, Isiah.
I'm the only one here. It's just me. All right, so we got.
Good morning, everyone. I am not feeling well, but I made it to the studio to bring you guys some entertainment. What's up, Ursula? You beautiful girl. Hello, Manny. Good to see you. I sound like, just not myself, but I am here.
Yep, and then you're gonna go to church after that.
And then I gotta go home and do homework. I really gotta do it. I can't keep putting it off.
I know we're 30-year-old.
It's due at midnight. I cannot.
We're 30-year-olds and we're talking about homework.
Yeah.
We're too old for that.
Thanks, baby girl. I will be healed in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Going on now. Buy more and save on all new self products. Volume discounts up to 30% off.
It was funny. I had 5 different ESPN things up that when you were talking about.
Yeah, you were like, let me pull up everything I can.
I did. I'm like, let me flip through everything so I can sound at least semi-intelligent when I'm trying to say. And also, I could provide you guys a bounce board. Oops, hold on.
Right.
Which one you want to come in with? Beat the Odds, Too Far, or God's Image?
We've already did Beat the Odds.
We did all of them.
We did all of them?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll come in with Beat the Odds and we'll leave with God's Image.
Okay. There we go. Perfect. Oh, did you find a new place?
I'm trying to get pre-approved for a mortgage because I just can't. I
Shut
can't
up.
fathom paying almost $3,000 for rent and just never seeing that money again. It just doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't sit well with my
I
spirit.
agree.
So I have,
Well, talk about that in your REIT plan.
yeah, I have a meeting with a financial mortgage broker that's gonna pre-approve me for a loan so I can start house shopping.
Good.
Yeah, and I might have to move outside of Tampa because everything in Tampa is just so expensive
The property taxes are crazy
in Tampa. So
It's for my house to Tampa. My house is like 1,500.
yeah,
Property tax.
every year.
Tampa, it's over 3,000.
Wow.
That's how big the difference is. I want to keep that $2,000 in my pocket.
Right. So I might have to move outside of Tampa,
Okay.
which kind of stinks, but
Yeah.